have a question for you. How well do you know your customers? When you get to really know your customers, and I mean better than they know themselves, your marketing messages are going to resonate with them better, and then they're going to buy from you. But you have to get to really know your customers first. So I have 4 tips that I'm going to share with you today. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to share how you can get a toolkit so you get to know your customers better. Hey there, I'm Barbara Goby, and I help women entrepreneurs launch and grow their business with social media and online marketing strategies that work for your business. And if you watch my other video about why it's important to get to know your customers, you know that it's going to help you create better marketing messages that will build a connection with them, and then they will know, like, trust, and buy from you. If you didn't catch that one, I'll link it below. Before we talk about how to get to know your customers, let's talk about 2 types of information that you want to find out more about. The first one is demographic information. And this is all that statistical data, things that you can measure and see. They're very quantifiable. Think about their age, their gender, their income, marital status, and where they live. The other is psychographics, and psychographic information refers to their opinions, their hobbies, their desires, their values, and their interests. This information is a bit harder to list because it requires you to know them on a deeper level, but you need to get inside their head and their heart to learn more about this. And it's important because at this level, you'll understand what their challenges are, their pain points, and their problems. You'll know what keeps them awake at night. And when you know this, you can present your product or your service as a solution for their problem. So Barbara, how do I get to know my customers? All right, so tip number 1, get out a piece of paper and list all the different types of customers you have. As I mentioned before, every business has 3 to 5 different types of customers. And while you might think that everyone is your customer, the truth is they're not. And that's a good thing. You want to be specific about who is your customer. So the first thing you want to do is make a list of everyone you think could benefit from your product or service. Then from that list, make a star next to anyone who you think might be the perfect customer for you. These are the decision makers that you'll be marketing to. So for example, if you're selling baby clothes, babies aren't your customers. They don't have money. Their parents are. And I would even separate out the moms from the dads because they might have some different goals or different challenges and pain points. So you want to get really granular about who your target customer is. And after you listed all the potential customers, now let's narrow it down to those 3 to 5 perfect customers that you put that little star next to. These are your no-brainer customers that you can easily identify. Okay, now tip number 2 is start talking to your current customers. And if you don't have customers yet, just pay attention to questions that people ask about your product or service. I would recommend sending them a survey or interviewing them. You can even offer a gift or a prize to get people to fill out the survey. It's a little bit of an incentive, right? Because this information is gold that you're going to find out about them. I did this recently in my own business, and I started to see a pattern of the questions I was getting asked from women who own their business. And I picked 10 friends that matched the demographics of these women who were calling me, and I bought them all a cup of coffee if I could just pick their brain. This is something they do to me all the time anyways. But they answered questions that no one had asked before, and they told me what they really struggled with. But since nobody had asked them, they could never articulate what their problem was. And I was blown away by the information that they shared with me. And that prompted me to take it a step number further, which is tip number 3. Go find more of those people and talk to more of those people. Once you've identified some common demographic information and features about your customer, go look for more people like that and start talking to them. Go find a Facebook group or a forum and start asking questions. Look at the comments and look at the things that they're posting in there. I did this once again and offered to buy anyone a virtual cup of coffee if they would let me pick their brain. These were total strangers to me. But I had 20 people take me up on that offer. And I sat down and interviewed them. And then when it was over, I sent them a Starbucks gift card. It was easy peasy. But again, that information was invaluable. It actually helped me create a product that I never had in my business before because I listened to them. And that brings us to tip number 4. So tip number 4 is you want to start creating your buyer personas. So once you've identified some common demographic and psychographic information about your perfect customer, it's time to put a name to that face. Since a buyer persona is one fictitious person that represents the collective target audience, I like to give him or her a name and a picture just so I can picture that person in my mind when I'm talking to them. And then write a story about that person based on the information you learned. Write about what they struggle with and how your product or service would make their life easier. Now you really know them, right? And the benefit is this is when you're writing a social media post or creating an ad or sending an email or writing copy for your website, you can picture that one person. You're talking just to him or her. I'm doing that right now because I know the customer that I have that asked me all these questions. So I always talk just to her. So there you have it. That's my formula for getting to know your ideal customer avatar or your buyer persona. And I have a free buyer persona template that you can download that has questions you can ask and information you can seek out so that you can identify your customer better. And you can grab it at barbaragobi.com/who is my customer. So thanks for watching today's training on buyer personas. If you like this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any future trainings like this one. All right, bye for now.